Welcome. All right, sounds good. By the way, we will record the presentation just because there's a lot of students that said, I really want to make it, but I can't during that time. So we'll be able to send them a link to the recording. All right. Welcome, everybody, to our Biola Spring Preview Week. And this is the international event. We're so happy and excited that you could join us. So what is this event all about? Good question. Today, we will be presenting to prospective students who are just kind of interested in Biola, thinking about starting an application. We also have students who have started the application. They're almost completing the application for the fall semester. And then we have students who have already completed the application and they've already been accepted to Biola. And so they're like excited, okay, what are the next steps? What do I need to do next to get to Biola in the fall? And then we have parents of all of those students that are tuning in tonight to the meeting and to the event. So welcome, parents. If any parents are out there, we're just really happy and honored that you could join us. All right, let's take a look at our agenda for tonight. I will be introducing our international admissions team. We will be presenting important information about Biola University and every step of the admissions process and application process. And finally, we'll take some time to answer some of your questions. We've already received a lot of questions that we hope to answer in the presentation, but you can also put your questions in the chat box. If we have time to get to them, we will. But if we run out of time and you have a question that didn't get answered, no problem at all. We'll give you our contact information and we will really look forward to hearing from you even after the presentation to follow up with you, to answer and help you in any way we can. All right. So just a quick introduction to our presenters today. We have myself, my name is Ty Musak, and I am one of the international admissions counselors at Biola. I will be one of the presenters along with Megan. My experience internationally, I lived in Asia for over 6 years in Thailand, China, and Korea. But I did study for a good chunk of time in China, 3 years at a university, and also in Korea at Yonsei University. So I know that being an international student is an amazing and life-changing opportunity. So we're really happy that you guys are also considering that at Biola. Now I would like to introduce my teammate, Megan.
Hi, it is such a gift to be with you today. I recognized some of your names from the email correspondence that I've had with you. It is good to see you. I was born and raised in Poland as a US citizen. I moved to the United States for my bachelor's degree at a private Christian institution. I remember being a little bit scared of moving to a foreign place. However, during my time at college, I gained lifelong friends and professor mentors with whom I'm still in touch 2 years after graduation. I'm passionate about walking with you through this process so that you can also experience Biola's rich Christian community and academics.
All right, thank you so much, Megan. Also on our team, we have Israel, who is also one of our international admissions counselors. He's pictured there next to me. And we also have Lena, who's our amazing international admissions coordinator. She is the one that runs all of the office behind the scenes. We could not be here without Lena. So Lena, thank you so much for your support.
We wanted to begin our time with a few words of encouragement from the president of Biola University, Dr. Barry Corey.
Hi there and welcome to Biola University. I am so happy that you are here today as you consider being part of our community. I know the college decision is not easy. There are so many good options to choose from. But Biola University is a special place. The education we offer is truly unique. Here at Biola, you'll be prepared to be excellent in your career and effective in your life. You'll grow intellectually and spiritually and relationally and in your Christian character. At some colleges, students feel like nameless numbers, but at Biola, you'll be cared for, mentored, and you'll mature as a follower of Jesus. At some colleges, there is little consensus on what is true or right, but at Biola, everyone is unified in the belief that God's word is true, and Jesus is the one we follow and the one who holds all things together. This unity and focus is what makes Biola different. and it's why Biola makes a difference. Our world is desperate for students like you who are driven by something solid, something lasting, something true. This is the sort of person we educate at Biola, and this is the sort of leader you can be too. At Biola, students study film, business, biology. They study psychology and history and education, nursing, art, and so much more. And we study with the knowledge that God wants us to be relevant and redemptive voices in all of these areas. The world is the place God wants to redeem. People are hurting. And with strong faith and educated minds and professional skills, you can be the people God uses to bring hope. This is what we're about at Biola University. We're on a mission that's bigger than ourselves, and I hope you'll consider joining us at Biola University. Welcome.
All right. Thank you,
Hi there,
Dr.
and
Barry.
welcome to Biola University.
Thank you, Dr. Barry Corey. That's a very inspirational, just an amazing presentation of the core, the heart of Biola. And one of the unique things about Biola University is our mission statement. And the mission of Biola University is biblically centered education, scholarship, and service, equipping men and women in mind and character to impact the world for the Lord Jesus Christ. And we're excited about our mission statement. Okay, back to the birthday question. How many candles would Biola have on its birthday cake? If you guess over 100, you are correct. Biola was founded in 1908, and Biola, the name, stands for Bible Institute of Los Angeles. The original campus was right in downtown. As you can see from the next slide, this is kind of a before and after. In downtown Los Angeles, you see our building there. And then today in beautiful La Mirada, California, the Leem Science Center. Location. Biola's location is one of the most beautiful things about our university. Students at Biola are just minutes away from famous beaches, Hollywood, Disneyland, Universal Studios. We're also a very famous city for our sports, including the LA Lakers, Los Angeles Dodgers, the LA Football Club. And so the students at Biola really have a lot of great opportunities to enjoy their time in California and also to find amazing internship opportunities and promising careers after graduation. Biola has been ranked the #1 safest college campus in California, and we have an outstanding campus safety team that is here to serve and protect our campus community. You'll get to meet some of them if you show up on campus and you become a student. Also, Biola has been ranked one of the best film schools in the world and one of the top universities for international students in the United States. We are also, as a university, in a unique position to offer our students small classes with an average ratio of 14 students to every 1 faculty member. And 72% of our classes have less than 25 students. Unlike some other universities, at Biola, you're not just a name, you're not just a student, you are really part of a thriving Christian community. And it's something that is very unique, and we're very grateful for that. All right, Biola's schools consist of, the university consists of many schools, wide range of academic programs that offer a lot of opportunities for students with different interests, different career goals. Some of the schools that you might be interested in to know about is the business, the health science, engineering, physics. We also, of course, have theology. Rosemead School of Psychology is very well known. And also our cinema and media arts program, which is becoming more and more well known throughout the world, really. Speaking of the cinema and media arts, we do have a new dean. His name is Tom Hallion. And I know that many students are coming to Biola to participate in the cinema and media arts program. Tom Hallion, before coming to Biola, he served as the executive vice president for AMC Network. And this network became famous for TV series such as Breaking Bad, The Walking Dead. And this is the new dean of our School of Cinema and Media Arts. We're so excited. Here are some of the top programs for international students at Biola University: business administration, cinema and media arts, nursing, and engineering. We also have a very special program with USC for the engineering, physics. And you study for 3 years at Biola, and then you study at USC for 2 years. And when you graduate, you actually get a degree from both universities. So that's something very special. You might recognize some of these successful Biola graduates, Biola alumni around the world. Jessica Tano and her family are very well known in Indonesia and internationally for their success in the business world. Jen Jacobs became the director of marketing for Nike. Zach King is a well-known YouTuber and filmmaker. All of these alumni and more were given the tools to be successful through their education at Biola University. Now, I know checking into this event tonight, there might be people from around the world. We heard from Krista in Shanghai. This is a list of the countries where our international students have come from. Biola University has about 4,000 undergraduate students and 2,000 graduate students, and 600 of these students come from 50 different countries. So this means that about 10% of the Biola population is global students from around the world.
Hello. I just wanted to reintroduce myself again. My name is Megan. Ty, thank you so much for that introduction. We are so excited about your interest in Biola. To the admitted students at this event, congratulations. I hope that our team can offer some more clarity to students who are interested in applying to Biola, who have started applying to Biola, and who are admitted to Biola. I would also like to draw your attention to the chat box function. We do desire to answer the current questions you are holding. So please chat your questions so that we can better assist you with where you are in this process. We have also prepared some slides in response to some of the general questions we have already received from you. Biola University is a unique space where we pair rigorous academics with a robust spiritual life. Our professors seek to know their students personally and invest in them academically, spiritually, vocationally. As a nationally ranked university, we also desire to help students discover where God is leading them to advance God's kingdom in society with their specific skills and expertise. The Career Center team will help you explore potentials in career and see where you fit best and where the Lord is calling you. This office also helps students gain meaningful experiences and connect them with professional mentors. They can assist you in resume building, looking for internships and jobs post-graduation. This is a way Biola seeks to walk with students in beginning their career. One of our colleagues, Joshua Choi, works specifically with international students who are thinking ahead about their career. Nearly 90% of Biola's undergraduate students gain substantive work experience in internships, jobs, service projects, and civic engagements before they graduate. Academic advising is another amazing resource on campus that seeks to assist students in their coursework. At Biola, we strongly believe in equipping students with tools that can promote their success and flourishing. Every student is assigned an academic advisor who is a faculty member in the student's field of study. They offer support of course selection, academic planning, career advice, and mentorship. Employers regularly tell us how impressed they are by the caliber of our graduates, which is why so many of them come back to us whenever they have recruiting needs. Here are just some of the qualities that set Biola graduates apart. David Pearson, a general manager, shares that Biola grads are almost inevitably successful within the demanding and stressful research and consulting arena, even more competent than other UC university graduates. 87% of graduated Biola students were employed or admitted to graduate school within 6 months of graduation, compared to 75% of graduates from all other schools across the Western United States. 44% went on to receive a master's degree or higher within 10 years, almost 5 times higher than the achievement rate for US adults. A partner at KPMG shares that Biola's culture, similar to KPMG, equips students to thrive and flourish given the common value of integrity, giving back to community, diversity, inclusion, and a value for a strong work ethic. These are things that our community seeks to foster and allows students to flourish after they graduate. One of the common questions we receive is what is needed to complete your application? The first step is filling out the form part of the application and pressing submit. This form will ask you information about your name, your address, your phone number, and your major of interest. Once you submit the form part of the application, your next steps will be to submit a personal essay that describes your relationship with Jesus Christ and how you see yourself grow spiritually. The next step is to have your high school send us your transcripts. We require students to have a high school GPA of 3.0 on a 4.0 scale. The next step is for you to take one of the tests that we have approved and to have the test center send us these test scores as proof of your English proficiency. We advise students to submit these documents no later than March 1st, and we advise students to complete their application sooner in case they need to schedule a meeting with their embassy and begin the process of receiving an F1 visa. If you are accepted, you will need to submit other documents required for I-20 issuance. An I-20 is a document that helps you pursue an F1 visa to study here on campus. We have amazing news for students who are in the middle of the application process. We encourage you, those students who have started their application, to submit their application before March 1st. It is still free and will be free till March 1st, so we highly encourage you and we look forward to walking with you through this process. Another common question and important question we receive are about the scholarship opportunities at Biola University. We understand that this is a significant investment and we desire to walk with you through this process. The tuition for a full-time student is about $44,000 per year. There are additional costs for housing and meal plans, but these can vary. When you apply to Biola, you will automatically be considered for a scholarship based on your grades in high school and test scores. As you can see from this slide, the President's Scholarship is almost 50% of the tuition costs for 1 year. Once and if a student is accepted, they can pursue other scholarship opportunities, such as the Church Matching Scholarship, LEAD Scholarship, International Student Aid Grant, departmental scholarships, and athletic scholarships. Each of these have specific requirements and application processes. Students can apply to however many they desire. And we advise students to begin applying to these as soon as possible. To the admitted students who are in the Zoom room, again, congratulations. You can use this QR code to begin your International Student Aid Grant application. And again, the sooner you apply to these scholarships, the better for you, and it can better assist you in completing the process and enrolling. Another important question we receive about the ability for international students to work on campus. This is an amazing question, and we desire to give you encouraging news. Biola University hires international students who can work up to 20 hours a week. Students can apply for an on-campus job through Handshake, which is an online portal that students use to search and apply for work on campus. In order to create a Handshake account, a student must be already accepted to Biola University. I am excited for Ty to continue our conversation about the steps a student takes to become a Biolan.
All right, great. Thank you, Megan. Thank you so much. Some people are just checking in right now to the room. Welcome. If you came in a little late, welcome to Biola University. Welcome to our spring preview event. So glad to have you. Okay, so as I said in the beginning, some students in this event here tonight are just in the process of submitting their application. Some have finished, some have been accepted. I just want to give you a little picture of what it will look like once you complete your application and once you have been accepted by the admissions department. It's time to celebrate. Woohoo! And then the next steps. So here are the next steps. You can just take a look at this slide real quickly. There are 3 very important steps, and I'm going to help you take a look at each of them real quickly, one by one. Step number 1, when you filled out the application, you used your personal email address. So once you're accepted, you will be able to go online. You will get actually a link to your email, your personal email address. You'll get a link that will help you with your net ID. You will get your net ID, and you will get a link to set a password for your net ID. The next step is to log in to your Biola account using the net ID that was given to you and the password that you created. You log into your account, and you can see this little picture here. This will be very, very familiar to you as a student. This is your portal. This is where all the information you need will be sent to you. Will be everything about enrollment, registering for your classes. It will be here. So you'll get very used to it. But this is called My Account. It's also your kind of Biola portal. Okay, when you go into your portal, you will see tasks. And the first task that will show up is called the enrollment deposit task. And you will be able to log in, make your enrollment deposit, and then that will open up your access to your Biola email account, and you will be able to submit a registration profile, which we need to begin helping you register for your classes for the fall semester. So this is a very important step, obviously, but the important thing is the enrollment deposit first. And again, we do encourage students to make that deposit as soon as possible, just so you can get a head start and get a jump on all of the steps. And then that way you're going to feel more prepared, and you're going to have a lot of time, and you're not going to get stressed out about any kind of deadlines. So we encourage you to do that as soon as possible. Okay, after you activate your Biola email address, you will then be asked to submit the paperwork that Megan mentioned previously to start your visa process. If you're overseas, then you will need to submit your affidavit of support, your bank statements, a copy of your passport. Biola will then issue you your I-20, which you will need to take to the embassy for your visa interview. And that's a very important step. If there are transfer students here, I think I saw a couple of my transfer students. It's a little bit of a different process, but I've been in touch with you, and I'm here to help you. So, all right. So what is the affidavit of support? A lot of students ask this question. It's a very good question. Basically, the U.S. government requires each school to issue an I-20 to a student. And before we can issue the I-20, we do need to show the U.S. government that the student has funding for their studies in America. And so Biola University receives the affidavit of support, and then we also receive bank statements. It does have to be the same name, and it has to correspond. And it's okay to submit more than one affidavit. It's okay to submit more than one bank statement. A lot of students ask that question also. Can I submit 2? Can I submit 3? Yes, totally possible. No problem. All right, deadlines. Early deposits, again, allow you to get a head start. We encourage you to do this as soon as possible, because then as you make that enrollment deposit, you can log into your Biola email, log into your My Account. We can help you with all of the I-20 questions you have. We can help you get ready and everything that you need to be successful in your first semester at Biola. We do recognize that we are in a global pandemic. It's not a secret, I don't think, to anybody here. But Biola is prepared, and I can honestly say that coming to Biola, you're in good hands. We have an amazing team of health experts, campus safety experts, and all of the information that you need is on this website. It's called the Biola Coronavirus Response. It's kind of like an FAQ page where updates are put there in terms of any kind of new regulation that comes out. And again, Biola University is following very closely all of the LA County guidelines concerning reopening of campus, students returning in the fall, which we're very excited about. But at Biola, your health, your safety, your wellness, spiritually, academically, and physically is the number one priority. So if you have any questions, go to this page. If you don't find it, if you don't find the answer you're looking for, feel free to reach out to me, to Megan, to anybody on our admissions team, because we're totally here to help you. And it is really, I think I can say for everybody, our honor and our privilege to serve international students and international families. Megan is going to tell you about the action steps.
So again, it is such a gift to meet with you here over Zoom. To the students who have just began their application, your next step is to submit it. You can submit for free by March 1st. To those who have submitted your application, take the next step by submitting the required documents and completing your application. To the students who are accepted, again, congratulations. We're so excited for you to become a Biolan. You can use this specific QR code to start the enrollment process. Now, we have a little bit of an opportunity to answer some questions, and there are some that have come through the chat. And so the first one I would love to address is the question about internship and working opportunities for international students. So as I mentioned before, the Office of Career Development will meet with students individually, help them with resume writing and finding internship opportunities for students. A wonderful opportunity as an international student at Biola's campus, you can work legally on Biola's campus. And so if you are already accepted, you can create a Handshake account and look at what positions are open on the campus of Biola. And these jobs can range from working in the library, working in dining services, to being a teaching assistant and helping your professor grade certain quizzes and essays. And each of these experiences can help you develop and further your knowledge and experience for whatever jobs you will have outside of Biola when you graduate. And then we also, as I mentioned before, we have a specific person who's willing to work with international students in looking at jobs and career opportunities and OPT work if you graduate and are looking for an opportunity in the LA area. And his name is Joshua Choi. The other question that we received is, how do we integrate faith into classroom education and campus culture? That is a phenomenal question. It is at the core of what Biola does. And it comes from this understanding that God created the world and created us, and therefore a way for us to discover who we are and who the world is, or what the world is only through the lens of our creator, and understanding that everything around us was created and designed by God. And the scriptures give us an understanding of why things are the way they are, and they also help us understand and make sense of life, work, relationships. And so the fields of study that we offer, whether it be psychology, biology, cinema and media arts, journalism, writing, art, they all in some way attend to the core of who God is and who we are, whether that be beauty, whether that be truth, whether that be healing, whether that be wholeness. And so whatever you are going to be studying, um, as we believe truth points to God, as we are studying and learning about fields of study, or biology, the sciences, we're pursuing truth, and therefore we are also learning more about who God is. And so that is a deep and strong commitment we have at Biola. And I would also love to invite Ty, who also graduated from Biola's undergraduate school, and he can give you his first-person experience of how Biola integrates faith into the classroom education and
Yeah,
culture.
thank you, Megan. Thank you to whoever asked this question about integrating faith and our Christian commitment into the whole culture of Biola: classrooms, eating, sports, music, art, It's a great opportunity to study at Biola. I myself studied 4 years at Biola, graduated a long time ago. I won't tell you what year, 1995. But when I was a Biola student, I had a Greek professor who loved surfing. I loved surfing. He loved languages. I love languages. And we would actually meet together for lunch on campus. We would talk about German and we would talk about Greek and we would talk about Latin. And this was my professor. This was my Greek professor, but he would have lunch with me and sometimes breakfast at McDonald's. Before class, we would go to McDonald's and have breakfast together. And so I could give you a lot of stories like that about my professors at Biola. And that's just an amazing, beautiful experience when you can connect with your teacher on that level and have, and those professors shaped my life and they shaped my whole worldview in an amazing way. I'm so thankful for my time at Biola. And then also something about, spring break is coming up. And I know this spring break is a little crazy with the whole COVID-19, but most American students during spring break, what do? They just go party. They go fly down to Cancun and just sit on a beach all day and get crazy. But at Biola, we have missions trips all throughout the semester, opportunities. And I remember my roommate went to Honduras and another roommate went to Ukraine. And actually, this is a true story. We had an application come in about a month ago, and it was from a student in Ukraine. And he said, my mom and dad became Christians because a group of students from Biola came to the Ukraine during their spring break and shared the gospel. And both of my parents gave their lives to Christ. And now their son is applying to Biola right now for the fall semester. That's a true story. And that is an amazing opportunity as a Biola student that you get to choose, where am I going to go for my spring break? Am I going to go to South America? Am I going to go to Europe? I went to a Navajo Indian reservation for one of my spring breaks, and we helped build a house. We helped do renovations on a church and a reservation near Flagstaff, Arizona. Tremendous opportunity at Biola. I think we have some more questions, so I better cut it short here.
In addition to what Ty said, as a Biola student, you are also required to graduate with a biblical studies minor. And so this is also another opportunity we offer for students to understand and learn and know more about who God is, what the scriptures say about God, and how to integrate faith in life. Another question that we have, students have so many reasons to choose Biola. While based on our experience, mine's and Ty's, could you name top 3 things that students could expect um, for their college life in Biola? Ty, would you like to start us out?
Sure. I would say you can expect to build lifelong relationships, friendships. Even today, I keep in touch with my roommate from Biola, who is now a missionary in Africa. He's been there for over 20 years. I keep in touch with my best friends from Biola, even though one is in Panama, one is in Africa, one is here in California, and the other one is in Mexico. So you can expect to build lifelong relationships, because I lived in the dormitories also. It's a beautiful thing living on campus in the dormitories, because you see your friends every single day. You go, you can eat together, you worship together. When something happens in your life, you have someone that you can pray with and you can just study the word, get into the Bible with. And so that's a tremendous, that would be my number one just life-changing benefit that I've received from Biola.
You you can expect opportunities to grow in your faith, whether that be chapel attendance, meeting with your professors, or attending spiritual direction. The second thing you can expect is being surrounded with a community of people who are like-minded and that they are pursuing Christ and pursuing the Lord and growing in Christ likeness. And usually that means there is a general understanding of kindness and love of neighbor and honesty and integrity, which makes for a very safe community as each person is valued. And then the third thing that you can expect is to be in some academically rigorous classes that will, if you receive the challenge, that will help you become a better expert in your field, and then thrive wherever you feel called vocationally in your career. As Ty mentioned, we have alumni who helped work on the Marvel film Doctor Strange. We have alumni who are famous YouTubers. We have alumni who work up in Nike and also are phenomenal employees of KPMG. And that is just a wide area of influence and expertise that was formed in the classroom and in the community of Biola.
Thank you so much, Megan. Somebody asked a question about students from Canada, if they need to go through the whole I-20 process and F1 student visa. Students, good question. Students from Canada do need the I-20 when they enter the US, but they do not need an F1 visa as other countries do, but they do need the I-20, so it's still very important.